color. The continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Slowly, deliberately, with great care, Jill Smith has allowed the Elliot Carson family to believe that the infant she carries may be the child of their missing daughter, Allison. Now, suddenly, she sees a familiar face, and her slow, deliberate, careful plan is strangely threatened. Threatened by Joe Rossi, Dr. Michael Rossi's young brother who arrived unexpectedly last night, assuming he was a stranger to this small New England town. Now he knows otherwise.
Come on.
Mary? Mary?
Talk to the Carsons?
Yes?
I've got to know what they said.
Why the hurry?
Please, Mr. Cord. I've got to know if they think I'm telling the truth or making the whole thing up.
Well, now, what's happened to you? What's the matter?
What did they say?
Well, they want proof. And they're on their way to believing the baby's Allison's.
Then they'll take Kelly?
They want proof. Accepting the responsibility for another human being, a baby, isn't something you decide on overnight.
In other words, they haven't made up their mind yet.
Well, what's the rush?
I just don't want to drag it out.
What's happened, Jill?
Nothing's happened.
Something's panicked you.
I just want to get it over with.
You're supposed to confide in your attorney. Trust him. All right. Well, as long as you're here, I might as well check over some facts about the baby's birth certificate.
Well, I already told you the name of the town where Allison had her baby. What's there to check over?
I mean, before I make an official inquiry.
You mean you haven't sent for the birth certificate yet?
I'm doing it in the morning.
But you said that...
I said I'd do it as soon as I could.
I thought you sent for it yesterday.
I was very busy yesterday.
If I were paying you a lot of money, you would have found time to do it.
Jill, what's troubling you?
Why can't you send the wire tonight? Why do you have to wait?
Look, Jill, for months now, you've been moving around. Working, taking care of the baby as if it were your own. Now, there was apparently no rush then. Now, what possible difference could a day or two make now? What happened?
I love that baby. That's what happened. And every hour, every minute that I keep her just makes my feelings stronger. I want the Carsons to take the baby right away. Do everything you can, please, Mr. Cord. Anything else? Anything else that I can do?
Yes, there is one thing.
What?
Tell me what happened. Yes, I want to send a telegram.
Whew. Hey, put some wood on the fire with it, will you?
Up for that.
I've got a confession to make. I didn't take any dessert over there at the end because I had an image all set up in my mind of a nice big fat slice of chocolate cake I had hidden away just for the occasion. You really know how to hurt a guy.
I forgot to tell you, I ate your image.
Thanks. Hey, that girl in town on the square. You looked at her like she was the last girl on earth.
That girl?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, on the square. Not bad. I didn't expect to see that kind of action in this little town.
Actually, we have a pretty good sampling of that in Peyton Place, that kind of action.
Wood's a little damp.
Yeah, you know, it's a shame. I don't know any girls your age here in Peyton Place. I suppose you'll be able to meet some after a while. You never seem to have any trouble in that area before. It's after you get a job, though, and after you settle down. Huh? Maybe I could ask a few discreet questions around the hospital, huh? You have to take it easy, though, at first.
We have to be careful with these logs. Make sure the kindling catches first. And leave a lot of space between the logs and the kindling. Otherwise, we might kill this off before we get started.
What's the matter with you? What are you so touchy about? Joe?
Knock it off.
Now what?
I don't know. I just can't seem to get Rod Harrington out of my mind, is all.
He's just a convenient target.
I know that. Do you think he knew that Allison was pregnant?
I don't know.
Seems to me a mature man would come to me, wouldn't he?
I suppose so. It's all talk now, Elliot.
Yeah. Did you know?
What? That Allison was pregnant?
Yeah.
No.
You knew about Rod and Allison, no?
Yes, but so did you.
What about the possibility that it could have happened before she left?
I thought about how much Rodney and Allison meant to each other. I might even have thought about her being pregnant.
They lived our problem, didn't they?
Maybe.
Maybe. A young, innocent girl carrying a child. And then a whole generation goes by and it happens all over again.
Elliot, listen to me. You leave Rod alone. What would you have done if he had come to you?
I don't know. I suppose I'd have gotten angry, lost my temper, and yelled at him, I suppose. But then I would have done something.
What? Made him marry her?
Forced him to. They were in love, weren't they?
Are you trying to build a case? Are you trying to find a reason, any reason to blame Rodney for everything that's happened? We don't know that he's responsible for Allison's disappearance.
I'm sorry we didn't call first.
Oh, that's all right.
No, actually, it's my fault, Mrs. Carson. I just wanted to get this stuff out of there before Rita came home.
Yes, we're sorry to hear about Rita.
Hi, Elliot.
Hello.
Well, listen, can I take this down the cellar for you?
No, it'll be all right, right here.
Oh, that's no trouble. I know my way.
You heard what she said.
Well, we're sorry we disturbed you. Good night.
Surely, Rodney. Good night, Betty. Well, what were you going to do? Hit him? Elliot?
Someday we're going to get the proof. We're going to get that birth certificate. And I'm going to show him what he's done to us. I'm going to let him know what he's done to us. She's got to be the nicest little filly ever born. I mean, Rita, she's got a disposition like a cube of sugar.
Her eyes are so bright.
But she's healthy.
You don't look so bad yourself.
Well, you know, it's a portrait of a man bursting with pride.
In the next picture, you see Eddie standing next to Rita II in front of the Taj Mahal. Unfortunately, the Taj Mahal moved.
You see how her head is up here? That's where the breeding really tells. Now, here's the next one. Look, I had this one taken so you could really get to know her. Look at how delicate her features are. Her ears up and the eyes apart. If she's got a fault, it's right here. those bumps over the eyes. They're a little big, which means that she's got a fair-sized brain and could be a little crafty. But one thing, she'll never be any dummy, that's for sure. Oh, all ready?
Sorry, time's up.
Time for the prisoner to go back to her cell.
I'll be back in a minute.
These pictures are great.
You really like them?
Very much.
Well, I'm no great shakes at posing, you know. But we got a real winner here, Angel. Oh, this ought to make you happy.
The Jockey Club.
Yeah, they had to okay the name. And it's official now. Rita the Second.
This is really impressive looking.
Would you like to keep it?
Yeah, is it all right?
Absolutely. And there's another thing you might be giving some thought to. What color silks we should race her under? Any suggestions, Norman?
Huh?
You know, the silks, what you were talking about on the way over. How Harrington was such an Irish name.
Maybe green. You know, a shamrock or something.
Oh, shamrocks, they're supposed to be lucky.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That sounds pretty. You both went to a lot of trouble. I really appreciate it. More than I can tell you.
Well, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Angel. It helped, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess so.
I could see it in her eyes, a little sparkle coming back. And you were pretty sharp with those answers, too. Say, listen, if you feel up to it, why don't we get a bite and work something else out?
Thanks, but not tonight.
Sure. Well, at least she's got something to sleep on.
Yeah.
Dr. Fielding, call emergency. Dr. Fielding, call emergency.